Fellas, if you dating a girl and you finally decide to go around her family and ain't nothing but women, that's your sign to run. Okay? Her mama don't got no man. Her grandma don't got no man. Her great grandma don't got no man. The aunties don't got no man. The friends don't got no man. Nobody, the god sister don't got no man. The best friends don't got no man. Ain't nothing but women. Run. Don't stick around and get her pregnant because them women got mouths on them. Don't no men want to be bothered with them. Nobody got no man. Why would you stay?
Whoo. She laid down some fire just then. Man, she left none of the women unscathed. Jesus. All right. Darcy, what do you think about going around a woman and then you recognize there are no men around? There's nothing but women.
To me, it's like, okay, you wouldn't really think anything of it. But then later on, when you really start to question, like, no guys around. You didn't even see the dad, like no uncle, like no, like nothing, none of that. Just all women.
Yeah.
Like you would think something's going on around here. But yeah, so what about you?
I agree. You go around the woman, there are no men. That is red flag number one. And maybe from your perspective, you wouldn't see it immediately, but I'm a little older than you. I would see it immediately, and it would make me wonder the same thing the woman said. Like, what happened to all the men? Like, clearly there are kids around, so there were men around at some point. So it is definitely a red flag to not see any men around. You got to wonder, like, what's going on? Why are they driving all these men away? Do you have any experience with seeing some things like that?
One of the few times, it's like I remember this one chick who obviously I will not name. I remember meeting up with her mom at first, and then she was talking about her dad, but then he was never really around. But then as the days go by, I met her friend, and I met her sisters, and then met her aunt. It was literally exactly thinking about it now. It's really what the girl that we just seen today, like literally her friends, aunt, mom, just all of them just have no man. That's what it looks like, at least.
Yeah.
Our friend, she just wasn't in the slightest, just mean mug and everything. Just wasn't feeling it whatsoever. You could just feel the tension. It was just nasty.
She wasn't feeling what? It was the best friend and she wasn't feeling you being around?
Yeah. I don't think it was me specifically, but it's more so the friend having a man. That's what I think.
Oh, okay. The girl you were talking to, the fact that she had a man, she's looking at you, giving you the mean mug, like, how am I going to run him off? You know what's funny? I had a similar situation in college where I would just ask women questions, about their family generally, and then I would ask them about their dad. And if the woman said, "Oh, I have a good relationship with my dad," I'm going to take it further with her. If she said, "I hate my dad, he ain't shit," immediately I was done with her. And it served me well. I didn't run into any of those I hate men type of women, which I believe, served me well. But additionally, I remember just out dating. I was dating, I went on a couple of dates with this woman. She had 2 daughters, herself and her mom lived with her. Man, once I found that out, I was done. Because you got to think about, you can't see yourself in that situation. Like, how do you fit into that situation? Do you come around and you're just like, "Oh, hey, I need you to move something heavy"? Nah, man, I'm staying away from all of that nonsense.
Yeah, it's just like the unnecessary burden that's like gonna be.
Because you got to think, how are they going to treat men generally? That's what you have to wonder. And for her to have 2 younger kids, and I believe both kids were like under the age of like 7. And this is another reason why you don't date women with kids. It's just like, well, where are their dads? Like, and he got 2 dads. That's another red flag. And it's like, it was like 1 or 2, there was like drinks, and then, another time just meet up and just hang out. And it was like, I was done. I just stopped. I just like ghosted her at that point. But it's probably not a good thing to say.
Go always cut that out. But I mean, hey, but I think it's like, so basically it's more important to have that background check.
When you go into a situation, to have that mental check going on in your head of, hey, what is this situation like? And can you, if you see a future with her, right? Can you see yourself in this relationship, and how do you see yourself in a relationship, right? At least the dad, y'all can talk, he's going to hit you with a couple of questions like, oh, what are your intentions? What are you going to do about it? But when it's not, and you can't get that vibe or that feeling, it is a little off, because dads are going to ask different questions than the mom is going to ask.
I think in my case, at least, it's like when there's like no man around, I think for the woman to be with you, they'll try to like cater you and do everything that's in the book, like until like y'all make it official, and then all of a sudden there's like a 180, and it's just like I know that I did that in the beginning, but I ain't gotta do that anymore. Like, hey, you're good, you're fine, you're an adult, like type shit.
Well, you know what that's called? That's called the bait and switch. They offer you one thing and they're going to give you another. So you always got to be aware of the bait and switch. With that being said, we did post a short. There was an interesting comment reflected within the short, and I want to read that really quickly. So the commenter says, actually, grandma has no man because grandpa died. Mom has no man because dad died.
Come on now, dog.
Aunt has no man because her husband was on the DL and she divorced him. This sounds like a Tyler Perry movie.
It sounds exactly like one.
This has no man because her fiance thought he was Ike Turner and liked to beat on her, so she left him. Saying all that to say this: not all brown paper bags have liquor inside, and the state of the outside of the home tells you nothing about the individual people living inside of it. So, commenter, while I understand what you're saying, come on. I know you've watched all of Tyler Perry's movies, and not just the Medea ones. I know, the inmate who comes out of jail and turns his life around. Now he's God-loving. You got the dark-skinned guy beating the brakes off of a woman. We get it. You've seen the entire Tyler Perry catalog. This ain't the movies. Stuff like this doesn't happen, right? Like, come on. But what do you think about that, Dante?
Some of these comments, like, I just look at them as like, all right, I know you got it from somewhere, Something like that is like, sure, I'll say this, it could happen, but no, it could, but the way it's like structured and everything, like, come on now.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusation.
Like, come on. Like,
there's no chance all of this happened. Okay, grandpa died. Maybe the husband died. But now the guy being on the DL and the other guy beating her up, that is Tyler Perry 101.
See, that's what I was about to get on. It's like the guy being DL and the guy beating the girl up. It's like, I know you lying. I know you fucking lying. Like, come on. I know you lying. Like, you just, that's just the bait. That's just bait right there.
But before we go, so Dante, what was the best advice you've ever received regarding women?
I say the best advice that I've received regarding women is that you never want to give a woman money. That I definitely would take 100% consideration, because it's true. You never know what they're going to do with it. It's just like they could just give it to another man that they have interest in. Like, it's just like a whole lot can happen. And also, it's like when you don't think it could be you, it definitely could be you. Like 1000%.
So I agree. I 100% agree with that, because giving a woman cash is a recipe for disaster. Because like you said, you don't know where it's going to go. You don't know what she's going to do with this. She says she's going to do it for one thing. She says she's going to use it for one thing. She's definitely going to use it for something else. And now you're sitting out here looking like Bobo the Fool. So
yeah, but what is the best advice you've gotten?
The best advice I ever received? This is going to pertain to you, so don't get offended. I remember my mom, she always used to tell me, mama's baby, papa's maybe. Which means get that paternity test, get that DNA test, which I did, because mama ain't raised no fool. Yeah. So that is the best advice I received.
Yeah, that makes sense, because the worst thing that could ever happen to a man is just raising someone that's not theirs.
And you think it's yours.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. With that being said, fellas, listen to this one thing and one thing only. If there are no men around, you better get out of town. All right. Airs on there. Dante Jr., Dante Sr. We are out.